Good evening, Richmond County, and welcome to another edition of the RO Sports Show, brought to you by RO Yellow, Richmond County's new online business directory. And if you're wondering why I am invisible right now, well, it is Spirit Week this week at Richmond Senior High School. The entire county is celebrating Spirit Week. Today's theme is Camo Day, and well, I can't really wear actual camo up here in front of the green screen, but I decided that the best way to blend in was to wear an actual green screen. So as you'll see here on screen in just a second, yeah, so right now I look actually really ridiculous. So let's go back to the other shots. But regardless, we do have plenty of sports to cover, kind of like how I'm being covered right now. We're going to cover all of the Richmond area athletics right now. Let's start off with volleyball. The proverbial clock struck a few minutes early for the Richmond Senior High School volleyball team, seeing its Cinderella run through the SAC Conference Tournament in a runner-up finish. On the road at Pinecrest, the Lady Raiders' effort to dethrone the Lady Patriots came up just short, ending a 3-0 decision in the championship match. Richmond was in contention for much of the back and forth affair, but late runs by Pinecrest resulted in set scores of 18-25, 19-25, and 21-25. Tuesday's match made it the second time in 3 seasons the Lady Raiders competed for the SAC tournament title, going 1-for-1 between the two contests. A bevy of Lady Raider fans also made the trip to Southern Pines, something head coach Ashley Larson has continued to tip her cap to this postseason. To get to the title match, Richmond defeated Purnell Sweat on Monday and upset rival Scotland on Tuesday. Both matches were straight set wins. Now the Lady Raiders will wait for the NCHSAA to release its official 4A playoff brackets today. Of course, you can find that on richmondobserver.com for any updates regarding that. Preliminary polls have shown what the Lady Raiders have in the middle of the field with a home match, but Larson said it's a waiting game until her team spot is finalized. The first round of the state playoffs will begin on Saturday. In golf, a handful of really tough holes didn't shake the confidence of Haley Miller on Monday as the #1 Lady Raider golfer punched her return ticket to her 3rd consecutive 4A state championship tournament. Miller and head coach Keith Parsons ventured to Pinehurst #7 for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association's 4A Central Regional Tournament. Playing in a field of 48 golfers, Miller's score of 94 or plus 22 was 9 strokes below the cutoff line of 103 as she finished 10th among individual golfers not on a qualifying team. The rolling hills of Pinehurst #7 proved to be the toughest 18 holes of Miller's career, and many of the other regional players have golfed this season. Narrow fairways and numerous out-of-bound markers, elevated greens, and several bottleneck approaches saw the field struggle across the entire course. Although it wasn't her best score of the season, Miller toughed it out down the stretch and will look to make a run at the individual state championship next week. The NCHSAA 4A State Championship will be held on Monday and Tuesday at Pinehurst #5. Miller and her fellow SAC golfers have already played that course twice this season, seeing Miller post her second best score of 90. Last year, Miller finished tied for 29th with a 36-hole score of 171 or a 35 over par. A balanced diet of running and throwing the football during Friday's Sand Hills Athletic Conference matchup between Richmond and Hope County was the key ingredient to the Raiders' 8th straight win to start the season. Making the trip to Rayford to face a much improved Bucks team, the Richmond Raiders scored early on and often in the 49-14 victory. The 35-point win marked the 43rd all-time win against Hope County in 44 tries, and that was the 5th time in the last 6 contests the Richmond Raiders scored at least 49 points. Friday's win made it the 39th time in the program's 47-year history that the Raiders have won at least 8 games. Richmond also started a running clock at the 7:29 mark of the 3rd quarter, which was the 5th time in the past 6 seasons the Raiders have ended a game with that feature. RO Sports editor Kyle Pillar spoke with Raider head coach Brian Till after the game, as well as a few players.
Big thanks to head coach Brian Till for joining us after a 49-14 win over Hope County tonight. Coach, you guys just kind of controlled the tempo from start to finish. Just kind of talk about that, the fast start for you guys
different snap counts, change things up. Their defensive front's really good, linebackers really good, so I thought they did a great job of changing that up, keeping those guys off balance so they could continue to fire off. Defensively, I wasn't real pleased with some of the breaks, and but the running back's really good. He's going to get some yardage. I was pleased with the fact that we came back and kept playing and kept getting stops, even in spite of the fact he would make some plays here and there. So we dealt with a little frustration there. Defensively, we don't like to give up a lot of yards or scores, and those guys dealt with that frustration, came back and kept playing.
Talk about the adjustment as the running back, Dante Shaw. Just talk about the adjustments that you guys were able to make after this couple of
a couple of things we did with our blitzes was just we changed some of our perimeter stuff, got it a little tighter so that he wasn't able to, they weren't able to kick us out so much on some of those. We worked with our defensive linemen about, containing a little. We were getting too much head up. We play a lot of head up, but really on our stunts, making sure we had guys on the outside. The time they scored in the first half, we lost contain on him and on the quarterback on that drive 2 different times. So making those adjustments, understanding what we had to do there to contain those guys was big.
Over on offense, you guys were pretty balanced tonight. It's been a while since we've seen a couple touchdowns, a couple rushing scores. So just talk about what worked, to have 4 rushing.
Well, really, what we started doing is a little more of an RPO game tonight instead of designated runs, giving Caleb some freedom, and he just read it really well. And then, of course, we had some designated pass plays, but a lot of the stuff, we put the ball in his hands because we trust him with it, and he obviously you see how trustworthy he is with how well he does.
How much fun is it right now being 8-0 and kind of heading down the final?
Oh, it's great, but what's funny is you start thinking about, you're undefeated, you don't think about how many it is, you just know, okay, we hadn't lost, so let's keep fighting so we don't. And it's a lot of fun coaching these guys, a lot of fun coaching with these guys, but we're always looking for the next one until we get to the big one.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Raiders will continue their hunt for a perfect season when they host Lumberton this Friday for Richmond's homecoming. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. at Raider Stadium. Winning on the football field isn't the only thing Richmond Senior High School program has been doing this fall. The Raiders were named the winner of the #WearItLikeAPro contest, a competition hosted by the Carolina Panthers and Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. The collaboration of the NFL team and insurance company awarded Richmond with 24 brand new Riddell Speedflex helmets. The online voting competition saw over 200 high schools from across the state enter. There were 4 winners named, 1 from each classification, with the Raiders taking home the 4A crown. While the total vote tally wasn't released by the Panthers, Richmond had upwards of 154,500 votes just 8 days into the competition. That mark and the complete backing of Raider Nation and the Richmond County community both impressed and humbled head coach Brian Till. The driving force behind getting Richmond County involved was Chad Suggs, who's a managing partner at Carolina Squared, a consultant firm in advertising, marketing, and public relations. Suggs, along with his wife Lindsay, helped redefine the Raiders brand on social media, using several platforms to push fans to vote on a daily basis. With 24 new Speedflex helmets coming the Raiders' way, not only will players and their safety benefit in the years to come, but it's also a financial win for the high school's athletic program. We talked about them already, but Richmond senior golfer Haley Miller and junior quarterback Caleb Hood have been named the Week 9 official Richmond County Athletes of the Week, presented by Moss Brothers Tire and Service. The only rated grader golfer to qualify for the postseason, Miller notched her 4th trip to the state regionals round, and she shot a season-low 90 in the regular season finale at Pinehurst No. 5 last week. Miller competed in the regionals Monday at Pinehurst No. 7 and qualified for the state tournament, and the 2 combined efforts helped her team earn her 3rd career recognition. Miller is not only the #1 golfer for the Lady Raiders, but she's also near the top of the graduating class of 2020. She's currently ranked as the #3 student and carries a 4.75 GPA. She's enrolled in the AP and Richmond Community College clusters at the high school and is taking several tough courses to round out her time at Richmond. An active member of several clubs at school, Miller serves as the Senate's 2nd Vice President. Miller is also a general member of the National Beta Club and National Honor Society and was a junior marshal last spring. Miller plans on majoring in biology, but she's not sure what she wants to pursue as a career just yet. The medical field piques her interest, but she says she has some time to figure out her exact plans. This week, she plans on applying to Campbell University and ECU.
So Haley, we're out here at number 7 this afternoon. It's regionals, but before we talk about regionals, let's talk about your round last week to close out the regular season at Pinehurst number 5. You shot a season low there. So just kind of talk us through how you played last week at number 5 to get to today's tournament.
I think I played pretty well. I kind of struggled on a few holes like I did today, but not giving up helped me to keep getting through and go through the holes.
Sure. And speaking about today, very tough course here at number 7. You had 7 pars on the day. You finished with a 94, and right now, kind of looking at the leaderboard with half the field in, you got a pretty good shot at making your 3rd state title championship playoff match. That's a mouthful. But just kind of talk about your round today and what you thought you played well, or how you played well.
Today I started off pretty well. I hit my driver really good, and I started off good with my irons. And my putt was pretty good too. It's just I got the hole number 9, the par 3, and it kind of got me down. But I'm glad I didn't give up after that. And then I came back with 2 pars after the terrible hole, and I made it to the end.
How important do you think it is to kind of keep your composure? Because golf is as much of a mental game as it is, physical.
It's very mental, but just being positive and moving on to the next hole is a big thing. Because your score could be way worse if you just give up.
Sure. 3rd golf question for you. It's just you out here. You had a good following today with Coach Parsons and your dad and a couple media members. But just kind of talk about how that's different, how you don't have your team. Kenley's not out here, Kirsten's not out here. So how different is that today?
Yeah, it kind of sucks not being able to ride the short bus with Keith and aggravating everybody else.
Right.
But I'm glad that I was able to just come out here and like be a leader on the team, even without them there.
Sure.
Here, so.
How was your grouping? I believe you had a girl from Grimsley and a girl from
yeah, they were pretty nice.
Middle
One girl was
Creek.
a senior like me, so it was pretty cool to talk things with her.
Last golf question for you, Haley. Thinking big picture, you've had quite a run the last couple years. 4 regional appearances. You're hoping for a 3rd state appearance, and you had a hole-in-one last year. So just again, big picture, what has your golf career been like, and what's been so special about it?
I think it's been really good. There's been some ups and downs, but this year I struggled with my swing compared to the other years. But I'm just hoping I have a chance to prove myself better at states this year. And there's no telling what could happen since last time I had a hole-in-one. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And states are just about a week away. And again, we're still at this time waiting to find out if Haley will make it. So Haley, we're going to switch over to our Raider Rapid Response questions. Let fans know a little bit more about you. So we'll start off here. You're actively involved in a lot of things at school. So just kind of tell the fans at home some of the clubs that you're in and the roles that you have within them.
Yeah, I'm in Beta Club, National Honor Society, and a member of the Senate, which has been pretty cool, planning like stuff like homecoming and stuff for this week. So I'm stoked I missed holiday day today.
Yeah.
So that's the only day I really wanted to do, but it's okay.
What are some any surprises for homecoming dance that you want to leak out?
I can't give any surprises out.
Okay, well I guess we'll just have to wait until the dance. And that's when?
The dance is Saturday. Everybody be there.
Okay, everybody be there. Haley, also, rumor has it that you have adopted an alter ego. So just kind of tell people what that alter ego is, how that started, and what's so funny about all of it.
Well, everybody knows Bad Nuns, me and Lane. But it's just funny because it's always with me everywhere I go. I keep it in my nun costume in my trunk. So it's just funny wearing it and scaring people out at random times.
That's right. And how did that get started?
I don't even know. Lane bought a nun costume and then I got one and then we just became Bad Nuns.
just became the Bad Nuns. Your top 3, on a more serious note, your top 3 in your class, you got a 4.75 GPA. So how have you managed to maintain high grades and such an academic level of success while also playing multiple sports the last couple of years?
Well, it's kind of been hard, but like just giving up my time to do my homework and stuff instead of doing other things has helped, and then also spending time on the golf course and basketball my last 3 years. But
Has it been pretty tough?
well, I don't know, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, just make it work.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 4: if you could travel to anywhere in the world and take 3 friends with you, where would you want to go and who would you take?
Probably Europe, because I hope I get to go on that trip this summer with the seniors class. So I hope Alton will hear this and Beverly and allow that to happen.
That's right.
We'll see.
Anybody in particular you'd like to tag along?
Lane, Madison, Anybody, I don't know.
All the friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
All two friends.
What's been your happiest high school memory? And it can be, school related or it can be golf related.
In terms of golf, I'd definitely say my hole-in-one last year at States, because it was just such a big surprise and I wasn't expecting it. But I'm glad it happened.
Last question for you, Haley. We'll let you get out of here. Who's someone that you look up to, whether that's a mentor, somebody that you seek advice from?
Well, golf related, definitely my dad, because he knows the sport better than I do. And even when I think he's wrong, he's most of the time right. But he helps me with my swing and getting it right and where I need it to be. So yeah, he's been a big help throughout my golf years and getting me to this point.
And what is his third recognition in his career? Hood repeats as RO Sports top male performer after having earned an award during Week 4 earlier this season, as well as during his freshman season. Richmond's football team rolled into Hope County on Friday and left the Bucks not much of a fighting chance, cruising to a 49-14 win. Hood had a big hand in the team's 8th straight win to start the season, tossing 253 yards through the air on 14 of 20 passing. Hood was responsible for 5 of Richmond's 7 total touchdowns against the Fighting Bucks, adding 2 rushing scores to the stat sheet. Through 8 games this season, Hood has double digits in passing scores and is second on the team with rushing touchdowns. With 3 regular season games left on the schedule, including this Friday, Hood currently has over 1,200 passing yards on 72 completions. He's averaging 155 yards per game through the air and a passer rating of 129.3. On the ground, he trails only running back Jaheim Covington with 582 yards on 50 attempts.
So Caleb, you've been a kind of a staple of the Raider football program going on 3 seasons now, and you had a career night the other night in a 45-28 win over Cardinal Gibbons. I'm sure you know by now that you broke 3 program records, most completions in a game with 27, most receivers to catch a pass in a game from a single quarterback with 7 different receivers, and you also set the all-time passing yard record with 4,847 yards. So my first question to you, Caleb, is just what does all of that mean to you, and do you think you'd be able to achieve that before or during your junior year?
I mean, I had hoped so, but it's great. I couldn't do it without my teammates. My receivers are running great routes and catching the ball and just making me look good, and my offensive line did great, and they just helped me get time for my receivers and everything, just helped me look good altogether.
Sure. To kind of piggyback off that, in the game against Cardinal Gibbons, it was kind of like a playoff atmosphere. So kind of talk about doing well under pressure and being able to use both your feet and your arm in that win.
It kind of helps being able to run, but sometimes you got to sit back and throw it sometimes. So it worked out pretty good. I got to run some and got to throw some, so it was pretty good.
And the last question about that, you've proven to be a dual threat quarterback. So is a lot of that by design, or is a lot of it just kind of is it read option?
Some of it is design, but some of it is I'm reading some guys, and then if they do something, then I do the other. So some of it is that, and then some of it is just making some plays with my feet. Which
do you prefer more of, sitting back in the pocket and tossing it up, or scrambling using your legs?
It's all fun. So just getting my teammates involved is pretty cool.
That's right. Last football question for you. It's bye week. You guys had an easy day of just watching film today on Monday. So what do you guys need to do to prepare to win a second conference championship in a row?
Just fix the small things and get back straight mentally. I think we just got to keep preparing and getting stronger in the weight room and just fixing little things.
Okay. All right, Caleb, up next is our Raider Rapid Response segment, which again features some off-the-wall questions about you and your teammates. So ready for the challenge?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll start off pretty easy. If you could play any other position on the field that wasn't quarterback, which would it be and why?
Probably running back, so I could run the ball, and then I like blocking. I want to try to block somebody. So.
Would you truck somebody over?
Probably.
You got muscles for that?
I think so.
Okay. Stronger than Jaheim?
No.
Okay. All right. Number 2, your younger brother Kellen, he's a sophomore. He's one of your several receivers that you throw to on a weekly basis. Tell the fans at home what's most special about being out here and being able to have that relationship on the field.
It's pretty cool. Just growing up with my brother and getting to throw the ball down there, being ball boy and everything every Friday night. Now getting to grow up and play with him, it's pretty cool. I'd say our connection is pretty good on the field, just from that bond and everything. But yeah, it's pretty cool and fun.
Cool. Question 3, which app on your phone is the one that you couldn't live without and why?
Probably Instagram, because I just like social life, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, always a good app to be on. Question 4, of all the guys in the locker room, who has the best sneaker collection?
Probably Derek.
Derek Barringer?
Yeah.
Is there a pair that stands out to you? That
He has like a bunch of colorful Nike shoes, and he's pretty cool. He's swaggy with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5, what's your favorite pregame meal to eat?
I get Subway, but baked spaghetti. Probably when they have that, I'll eat that.
Okay. How about a warm-up song that you could warm up to over and over and over again?
Duck Bankroll, Duck Goose. We don't play it up there, but
Yeah, something you put in your own headphones? Yeah. Okay. Is it school appropriate?
No.
Okay. Number 6, name a hidden talent or an interesting fact about yourself that many people may not know.
I can do backflips.
Backflips, you want to show us? There you have it, folks. You want to see me try?
Yeah.
All right, we'll save it for another day. All right. Next thing, what brand of, you talked about shoes, and we just had a conversation about cleats. What's your cleat of choice? What brand?
Nike.
Okay, why is that?
I've just always worn them. I mean, I could wear some other stuff. They all look cool. I've always worn Nike. So.
A lot of fans too. A lot of discussion is always out there about which Raider uniform is the most fire. So, in your opinion, which one do you like wearing the most?
Definitely the all white.
All whites.
Yeah, it was pretty clean Friday.
Yeah. You had all golds 1 week against Butler and all whites. Probably 2 of the more favorite combinations. Name a teacher who has had a profound impact on your life and something they've done to help you.
Probably Coach Jones. Well, he hasn't really been my main teacher, like a teacher.
Right, or a coach.
Yeah, but he's definitely been there a lot with personal stuff and everything. And he's been there to teach me everything I've needed to learn, everything about football and everything. So he's definitely been a big impact in my life.
Question 9, how has receiving actually 5 Division I offers changed the way that you approach the game every Friday night?
It builds confidence, just knowing that you can play with all the other D1 people in the state. It still doesn't change anything mentally though. Just confidence better actually. So.
All right, last rapid response question, Caleb. Which is your go-to team on Madden?
The Texans.
The Texans.
Yeah,
Let me guess. Deshaun Watson, yep. Right? Yep, I remember that from freshman year. And who on your team would you want to challenge most, or you could probably beat the easiest?
Probably Kellen. I play him up a lot. I beat him most of the time.
Makes a lot of sense. Brother rivalry there.
Congratulations to Haley Miller and Caleb Hood on making this week's official Richmond County Athletes of the Week, presented by Moss Brothers Tire and Service. And for the full articles on both of those athletes, you can go to richmondobserver.com. Caterpillar has a tremendous story for both athletes that you can read exclusively on richmondobserver.com. That's going to do it for the RO Sports Show, but that's not all the sports that have been happening in Richmond County. Of course, for the latest updates on every sport, you can head on over to richmondobserver.com and follow the Rocks Facebook page for your weekly wrap-up. You can also find some exclusive RO Sports content on all social media platforms. And don't forget, tomorrow is homecoming. The parade is scheduled for 4 o'clock here in downtown Rockingham. It's going to be traveling down Fayetteville Road, as it usually has for the past couple years. Definitely go and check it out for your Richmond Raiders, and go out to the football game at 7:30 p.m. on Friday night. Thanks for watching the RO Sports Show. We'll see you next week. I'm Russell Parker.